Hi guys, Karen here. Today, Spirit talks about lockdown.
At this point in time, when most of you are sitting in your homes and not doing as much as what you would normally do, you are beginning to appreciate your lives. You are beginning to think more and have more time to look at life as it is. Some of you are angry because you are shut away. Some of you are happy because you find peace. And some of you are awakening spiritually and you are beginning to know truths. Not only truths about the world, but truths about your inner self. It begins to show you things that you would not normally think about. You would be rushing about and doing your daily things before all of this happened. So you see, there is a greater purpose, because out of the negative will come the positive. And the world is always going to run by negative and positive. That is the way that it goes. But of course, you would think the more positive that you have, the better it's going to be. Well, yes, that is wonderful. But there are many things to go through before all of the peace will come. For instance, that there are lots of things that you have discovered on your internet, and a lot of people tell each other different things. Well, I did say to you that your world and yourselves are in for a change. Some of you will remain the same. Some of you won't be spiritual. Maybe your soul has not chosen to go that way in life. But those of you that are will understand what I am talking about. There are many emotions to go through with a spiritual awakening. Many tests that will be given to you, or you will put yourself through at this period of time in your life. You may become more empathic, more understanding of nature, more understanding of people's feelings, become more forgiving perhaps. Or you may go through dark times where you do not know where you are. You take a crossroads in life and you are standing there thinking, well, what shall I do with my life? What direction shall I take? Because it seems to have come to a halt. Well, the reason it has come to a halt is there is a different direction for you to take. There is a purpose and a reason for that halt. For you to decide whether or not to take the right journey that leads you back to yourself. The yourself is the important self. You see, it's not about being selfish. It is about loving yourself from within and experiencing everything that is within, that has the answer there for you all along. But you never took any notice of it. You just carried on and thought, well, I will look for the answers outside of myself. I still haven't found them after all of these years. And then all of a sudden I had a spark within me that told me to look to my higher self for the answers. Well, what answers, you say? Answers about what? Well, the answers are about you yourself, your essence within, and how you would love it, how you would learn to love it and understand it. So I will say to you at this time, use the time that you have, not to think about negativity and what is going on so much in the world. The more you attach yourself to that negativity and argument, the more you will become it. The more you will think about it from the time you get up until the time that you retire to bed. If you get up in the morning and look at positive things all day, you will feel totally different. Happy music, positive discussions, time with your families. They are the times that are most precious. You see, because when they have gone, there is no more of it to get back. For instance, if someone was to say, well, I wish that I'd have had time with my family or time with a family member as such, because I could have said so much more to them, and there were things that we didn't say to each other, and habits that we would get on each other's nerves and not want to be around each other, and now they are gone, I want to be with them. I feel bad about it. So use that time that you have. Use it as a preciousness. Hold on to every moment that you have. Appreciate everyone for who they are, because nobody in your world is going to be perfect. You will all make fault in your life. It's whether or not you want to forgive each other for it, isn't it? So that's part of what the awakening is about, really. It is the journey back to yourself through the maze of life. And each turn that you take may come to an end. Well, that means that you are going to take a different direction in life. So you go back and you take another turning. Maybe that will come to an end. Each phase of your life teaches you something. It teaches you how to go within. And when you eventually, through each lifetime, reach the center of the maze, that is you. You have met you yourself. It's quite exciting meeting yourself, really it is. But then some of you will meet yourself and you will perhaps not like what you see. Well, look to changing it. Look back over every part of your life and say, well, what can I change? Although I love others, am I punishing myself if I love me? No, I am not. I am giving myself the greatest gift of all. If I could give it to everybody else outside of myself, then I should give some back to me. You've heard of the words, give a little, take a little. Well, that applies to yourself. When you are happy within, you do not require another. It doesn't mean to say that you do not need to experience love with somebody else other than yourself. When you are happy within, you are happy alone. You are not sad alone. You can enjoy your day being completely by yourself. For those of you that crave to have time by yourself, now most of you will have the chance to have it. Some of you won't. But it is finding time to make time for yourself. That is important, I would say. Whether you're going out for a walk in nature or even being at home, doesn't matter where you are. Stop still for a moment and capture you, who you are. Doesn't matter about everybody else around you at that particular moment in time. We know that you love them, but you need time to love you. Not to punish you all of the time, but to love you. Because you are infinitely beautiful. And as I always say, you are limitless, multifaceted, a being that is of an existence of love and from a place of love coming into a conditioned world. That will take in all of the negativity that if somebody doesn't believe in them or they hate them, they will hang on to that. Where is the hanging on to the positive? What about the you liking you rather than battering you and hating you? Concentrate on that at this time. But I would also remind you to concentrate on praying for the people of the earth and the earth itself, which I see that most of you are doing. That is a good thing. Carry it on if you so wish. So this is what I have to say to you. People will tell you that the world will end tomorrow. People will tell you a certain date the world will end. It is not the world ending, it is the old way behaving. That is ending within you and many others. Look back to the old way and move forward from it. Not only within yourselves, within the world. Help other people to realize that as well as yourselves. I see that a lot of you are spreading your knowledge about. Well, that's wonderful. But you spread your knowledge about, but do you practice it? Do you give some of that knowledge back to yourself? Because unless you are experiencing that, you're not going to know what it is about. Start by loving yourself, center yourself, and look to others. Give them the knowledge that you have received. Give them the experience of what it is like to go within and to experience all that is. You are a little planet floating about in a massive, expansive universe. But because you are floating around in it, you are part of it, you are within it. So you would say, well, we are trapped on this little planet with nowhere to go. You have everywhere to go. In here. You see? Doesn't matter if you don't go outside for a few weeks. Go within. That will take you anywhere and everywhere if you allow it to. Meditation. That's a wonderful way of doing it, isn't it? Going within with meditation. So we on Spirit side and the angelic beings are all watching over your world. We know exactly what is going on. We know that all the truths of the world will eventually over time come out. There is no hiding the truth from the Great One, is there? Nothing at all. Everything will be laid bare. Doesn't matter what you try to hide, it will surface. Because this is a time of awakening. It means that the old you has to surface and be let go of and be healed. So whatever is going to be brought to the surface is not going to look very nice. So the world is not going to seem like a very nice place for a while. Now, going outside of the earth into the universe, the planets, they are all doing different things as well. For many, many millenniums, millions of years, your planets have changed and evolved, including the Earth, because it was non-inhabitable many millions of years ago. You couldn't have even possibly lived on it. But it evolved, much like you yourself. The Earth evolves along with you. So whatever is happening to the Earth right now is a huge change for the Earth too, as well as you yourselves. And unfortunately, sometimes with these earthly disasters, man is too small against it. So mass will pass with these disasters. And it has happened many, many times. It will happen many more, I assume, yes. Well, I don't even assume, I know. But man has to survive alongside of whatever is going to happen with the Earth, because she is too massive for the man to be able to manage sometimes with her changes. So I would suggest at this point in time, do not worry yourself with negativity. Do not allow the situation that is going on to envelop you and worry you, because all that will do is make you exhausted. Negative, angry mood and depression. Do you really want that? You are all searching for the answer, whether it is true, whether it is not, whether it is real, whether it is not. You know yourselves, don't you really? You follow your heart. You find your own truths. Things are always going to be happening in the world. Viruses evolve too, you know. They come, they go, they disappear. Look at all of your viruses and diseases that have come into the world. Sometimes man assists them to go away, but sometimes they just go away by themselves. They burn out. So really, this huge pile of negativity that you see at this present time, all battling against each other, all arguing, it's not going to solve anything. What is going to solve it is keeping yourselves well within your mind and your bodies, and spacing yourselves apart for a little bit. It will not last forever. You see, everything has an existence, and some of it is eternal, but others are not. Viruses are not eternal. One day you will look back at all of this, and you will say to yourselves, well, what was it all for? But look what it has done for us. Has it changed some of us inside, or hasn't it? It is up to you now. You will always have us. Your guides, spirit, angels, God, you will always have that. We are never going to desert you. So I would say, don't desert yourself either. I send love to you all, and I will speak to you again. But remember what I said. I'm also going to tell you that there will be changes with the planets that surround yours. They have changed for many millions of years themselves. And I always say to you that they are there supporting the Earth. If they weren't in existence, the world would be a stranded planet all on her own. She needs company too, you know. So you are having your scientists of the Earth wanting to take you to all of these different planets to live on. They would have to create something which would go at faster than the speed of light and beyond, because the amount of light years that these planets are from the Earth, it would be impossible to get there without you would age and pass first. But they have dreams in their minds, much like anybody else, and once they have passed, then man may create something of that measure, but it will not be yet. So take yourselves around the universe in your mind and see how far that has evolved.